Hey there, my name is Pravus. Welcome to yet another Zombie Survivors. Yep, it's another Horde survival game. This one is in early access, and instead of dealing with all sorts of monsters or creatures that go bump in the night, instead we have lots and lots and lots of zombies. Let's go ahead and jump directly into a game. So, I've chosen my starting character. This is the engineer. He walks around with a taser that zaps the zombies dead again. And just like with all the other Horde survival genre, you can expect that you'll be killing your monsters and gathering up those XP points so that you can level up. Though, unlike a lot of other Horde survival games, leveling up doesn't usually give you just like some small stat boosts. Instead, it starts unlocking and upgrading your powers. So for example, I could upgrade my taser, do a bit more damage per hit, and that's not a terrible plan. Alternatively, we can unlock an electric turret, which will spawn every 15 seconds, or we can start electrocuting all zombies around us every 20 seconds. I'm going to start with just some simple taser upgrades because I don't need a lot of area of effect right now, but we are going to need more of that later. And of course, the zombie hordes are going to start arriving in larger and larger numbers. This is where the area of effect will be useful later, but for now I'm taking a bit of a gamble by focusing exclusively on my single target weapon. Reason being, if you do upgrade your primary weapon to its maximum level, you can then unlock a special new weapon to replace it. In this case, the Tesla gun. Alright, let's go ahead and pick that up. Now, why did I want to focus on that? Well, because if you might notice, there's a green arrow in the left side of the map, and it is an SOS signal. I'm going to head my way over there right about now. There we go. Another person is over here, and we can unlock either the tank or the SWAT to join our party. Alternatively, we could choose neither of them and just send them back to the base. We'll get a lot of money, we'll get an extra level up right now, we'll have a chance to pick these guys up later, and that can be good if you're trying not to dilute your choices of leveling up later, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the tank. Now we have two party members, and he has a shotgun. Plus, he's gonna have special power-ups of his own. We can see that now. Upgrade with the shotgun, or maybe get a minefield set up, etc. So all three characters ultimately can be in your party, and each of them have their own different power-ups that you want to be upgrading. Can't upgrade the primary weapon this time. Saw blade drone, something that rotates around me, the minefield electrocution. Let's go ahead and pick up the saw blade drone. I do like upgrading this thing. It's very good at cutting down zombies. Notice, by the way, that stronger, faster zombies are coming after me now. That's a bit of a problem. There are also some yellow arrows you might have noticed on the right side of my screen. We are not completely immune from the percentage-based power-ups. If we head all the way over this direction, there's a loot crate. All right, so let's get over here, hover over for just a moment to secure it, and now we can choose a power-up like, let's say, health regeneration, or skill cooldown and damage, or just increase our health entirely. I'm gonna go ahead and take more DPS because I'm a big fan of that. We don't have anything with the cooldown right now, but we're going to have a lot of that later. Also, another green arrow means another SOS. Let's go pick up our SWAT member. Of course, by doing this, once again, we are diluting all of our options between the three characters. If you really want to focus on getting upgrades for one particular character and their abilities, well, then maybe you don't want to pick up the characters at least for a little bit longer. But for right now, I'm happy with what we've got. Now, the SWAT member just runs around with a simple pistol. He's actually probably the lowest DPS of almost all the characters, at least to start, but he has some pretty good upgrades that come down the pipeline a bit later on. Now, what's this money I'm picking up? Well, true to most Horde survival form, this is a roguelike, and as you pick up various different currencies, you will be able to get stronger between runs, which increases the likelihood that you'll be able to survive for a very, very long time. And the longer you survive, of course, the greater the difficulty, but also the greater the overall rewards are going to be. Now, the goal of this game is to survive for 20 minutes. I will tell you now, I have not made it past 11 minutes so far. This does get a little bit tricky at some point. Hey, look, cool new abilities. We have a grenade trail where the SWAT member just tosses grenades into the zombies, pretty darn good. Or every 40 seconds, a helicopter comes by and strafes through the map, killing all zombie units in path. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the grenade for now, but all of those are good, and we're gonna end up getting everything at some point or another. Okay, we've lasted long enough that we should be seeing some stronger zombies arriving pretty soon. These guys right here, yeah, they explode and leave goop on the ground. Don't want to touch none of that. This game actually does get fairly hectic at some point. There are bosses, and sometimes you'll have to deal with more than one at a time. Well, I'll point those out when we get there, though. Now, if you do go to another SOS, once you've already got all three of your team members, you can't send anyone home to get more level ups. You just go ahead and get a free power-up as if you leveled right away. So, really no downside. Just go ahead and pick this up whenever it appears. Here comes our first helicopter. Not that there's anything to shoot, but you get an idea of what that's going to look like. When there's lots of zombies chasing after you, that can be very, very useful. Here comes a much better helicopter strafe. That's great. I want to continue upgrading things to the shotgun. Getting people really strong primary weapons is fan-flippin-tastic if you can do that. Oh, we got our boss here. Okay, this guy's going to charge after us. See the red arrows? Yeah, be watching for those. Do not let him catch you. He will do massive amounts of damage. Get over here, you big lug. There we go. Shoot him. Shoot him up dead. There we go. And when a boss goes down, they drop lots and lots and lots of experience. It's great. You do occasionally find some little power-ups on the ground, so I just picked up Killing Frenzy. This means that I fire at a much, much faster rate, although that comes with the downside where I'm going to have to reload my guns more often, but you know, it's usually still a huge DPS increase, so you enjoy that while you can, and go through massive mobs. Pick up all the XP, just get stronger and stronger. You know the drill. Every Horde survival, at the end of the day, is a little bit the same when it comes to its base mechanics. That's why this is yet another zombie survival. By the way, our SWAT member no longer needs his pistol. Let's pick up an SMG. That's going to be way more effective. Kind of wish I could find a magnet right about now. I'm having to leave a lot of XP on the ground. Oh, that red arrow means there's another boss on the way. We should be wary of that. Could be another charge boy. Could be a guy with a hang. I've never seen that before. What's the hag? All right, hang on. Burger? I like burgers. I'm an American. Let's pick up a burger. What is this? Okay, it is sending weird flying things after me. I don't know if I've seen that boss before. I definitely do not want to let this person live. Bye. There we go. Thank you. At least it's squishy. Glass cannon and all that. Yeah, no problem. We can handle that. Oh, there's another one of those hags. Die, die. There we go. All right. Well, the helicopter would have finished her off if I could have done that. That's fine, though. Now, at some point, there's a lot that's going to be going on the map, and the zombies do kind of blend into the darkness a little bit, especially when you have so many particle effects going on. It kind of just draws the gaze. So, at some point, it gets pretty easy to miss folks, and that can be a little bit of a problem. You just may have missed it, by the way. That was a ranged spitting zombie that was over there a second ago, so we got another threat to worry about. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, probably. I don't know. We're rapidly approaching the longest I've been able to survive. Oh, good, another charge boy. Let's let him come toward me, separate him from the main group, and do as much damage as we can. Now, that was actually perfectly fine. Yes, there we go. Tactics. The zombies are stupid. They always charge after you, face first. Oh, good, finally, a magnet. All right, we're about to absorb every XP and a bit of money that is on the ground. What else do I want? More grenades, better turrets. Honestly, having lots of turrets on the ground at the same time can be a pretty darn effective defense. You just stick around a whole bunch of these things, and it does tons of damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade this sucker about as much as I can. I kind of want to continue upgrading this guy's shotgun, but I have not been afforded that opportunity. Oh, good. A hammer or axe swinging zombie. Right, yes. Those guys will start coming after you too, and now we have to start dodging all those range shots, and another magnet. Well, that was nice of you. Not very valuable right now. The Horde evolves! Danger level 3 hath been unlocked. Everything is faster and scarier, and we're gonna have to deal with a lot more bosses. Once you hit minute level 10, this is when the game starts getting quite frantic. Oh good, a charge guy, and we have an axe boy chasing after me. Love it! No, this is good, this is great. There's a ranged spitter, and he got me. Dang it. 2 charge boys. Oh, good, 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 good. Let's just go ahead and get another free power-up. What do I want? Oh, let's go ahead and boost up that saw blade drone just a little bit more. We've got at least a good couple of power-ups that I want to pick up. I see that there are supposed to be yellow crates this direction. Let's brave the swarm. Follow the path created by the helicopter. That's probably my best survival technique right now. If you can see why these electric turrets are great. You have more than one in the same approximate area with big overlapping circles like this. I mean, it really does get through all the trash pretty quick. Only bosses and range units and stuff can really get you off of your perch if you stick by this. It's one of the reasons I like the engineer as a character. Not just because I am an engineer personally, right? There's maybe a little bit of a bias there, but there we go. A pump-action shotgun! Heck yes, upgrade. Let's do it. If you're wondering what your cooldowns are going to look like for your abilities, by the way, you may notice that I have a list of all my personal powers on the left over there, and you can see those gradually leveling up. And also show their reload speed, including for things like, let's say, your main weapon, which is great. On the far right, you're going to see all the different perks I've picked up, and most of them, I don't know, unless I deliberately show you, you're not going to see what they are, but that's things like weapon speed increase, or distance you can pick up XP, etc., etc. All stuff that makes perfect sense. Okay, we're making it to almost 14 minutes at this point. This is definitely the best that I've ever done in this game so far. A new personal best! Trying to save some of the health on the ground unless I feel like I actually need it and stuff, right? Don't waste it. Should be another magnet over to the far right, but I'm going to save that until there's a lot more left on the ground so I can maximize my value. And in comes another boss. Might as well go ahead and intercept that guy before we get completely surrounded. I want to try to take these guys out on my terms, dang it. Now, there are going to be additional maps added into the game at some point. There's only one at the moment, I believe, at this stage of early access. There's also going to be more characters added. Right now, there are, I think, a total of 6, though you only start off with 3 of them, so you'll have to unlock the others in some way by completing various different challenges, such as surviving for 15 minutes, which I'm about to complete in 2-1 now. All right, so I should have another character available. There's Danger level 4, by the way. And also, for example, defeat enough bosses or whatever else it's going to be. And yeah, that goes ahead and gets you some extra goodies. Does that mean that you're going to be able to have more than 3 party members? I have not tested this, but I doubt it. I suspect part of the replayability later is you're going to mix and match which team members you want to see which ends up being the most effective and synergizes well with the others. Actually, that's one thing that I kind of wish were a bit more obvious in this game, is if there were any actual synergies between characters. Something where they kind of play off each other, maybe combo abilities once you get something up to a maximum level, so that if I play with the engineer, for example, I might want to play with the tank because it's going to lead to something really good. Versus if I play with the SWAT or whoever the other characters are, right? Anything there that gives kind of a little bit of extra variation would be nice. And who knows, maybe that is something that's going to be added into the game, or maybe I'm just too much of a scrub to know it already exists. I am open to that possibility. That said, as you know, this game is in early access, so who knows? A lot can still change as this game continues to develop. But it is being received very positively on Steam right now, so I'm inclined to think that this game is going to be pretty successful and continue to get additional developments, which is great. The reason that all matters to me is Horde survival games, and frankly all roguelikes in general, their strength is in their... Wow, I just took a lot of damage there. Their strength in their replayability, right? So anything that enhances replayability and makes you want to play 20, 30, 40 times, right, is a good thing. If they don't pull that off, well then those games are going to fall by the wayside pretty darn quickly, and that would make me very, very sad. Okay, we're at 18 minutes. I have a feeling this means that things are about to get a lot tougher. Let's try to take out these bosses quickly before they have a chance at obliterating me. There we go. Any extra health? Because I'm at half health right now. I see a little bit over here to the right. More bosses chasing after me. 2 more bosses at least right now. Ha 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 ha. 3 more bosses right now. Ah! Oh god, oh, there it is. Dang it, we almost made it to the 20 minutes, but then there were 2 chargers and I lost track of that very briefly, and they do an absolute ton of damage. All right, so when you finish up a round, you do get to see all of your various different stats and how that all worked out for you. Obviously, I don't have a lot of things like, let's say, armor and stuff like that. I didn't focus a lot on crit chance. It's not quite as stat-focused as in other Horde survivals, but we can see all the different power-ups I used and what kind of a DPS I was looking at. So I didn't upgrade my electrocution very much, and it did not get me a ton of value, but the Tesla gun and the electric turret did fantastic. We can see that by the damage. Go to tank, for example, shotgun, saw blade drone, pump action shotgun, consistently really good. The tank is a fantastic character. SWAT character did really good with the submachine gun and the helicopter. Pretty much sucked with the pistol though. So this gives you an idea what kind of power-ups end up being really, really good for you. Anyway, when you have completed this, you're going to find out what kind of rewards you picked up. For example, I can now upgrade my engineer a little bit more, and we unlocked that second character. Also, any additional, let's say, achievements or something you picked up, they'll pop up over here. And depending on how much cash you picked up during the round, you can then go to training and get some additional upgrades. So you can spend, let's say in this case, 5 of these training points to upgrade the experience gain by another 10%, right? Those all could be pretty darn good for you, or increase how much money you get, which lets you go down the training a lot faster, whereas XP lets you level up more often, etc., etc. What do you want? I don't know, upgrade them. Get this up to level 10 though, team level 10, and a whole bunch of new things pop up. So for example, I'm gonna get some additional cash and XP gain, because at the end of the day, I think that power-ups are gonna do a lot for me. Increase the pickup range of experience and power-ups, extra fire rate, abilities deal more damage, ability cooldown reduced. Yeah, all this could be solid. So let's try this again, but we're gonna start off with a different character, the Huntress, a ranged specialist with traps. Okay, kill 5,000 more zombies as the survivor with the leader. We did get upgrades for the engineer. What happened here? Looks like we picked up some new stuff. I think that I saw this was like a laser gun and stuff. Okay, so new power-ups can upgrade with your characters. That's kind of exciting. Still, let's go ahead and play with the Huntress. So she's got a bow and arrow. All right, that's pretty sick. What does that upgrade into, I wonder? A crossbow? Maybe. Fire's a little slow for my taste, but it does take out a single zombie in 2 hits instead of like 4, so it probably ends up being somewhat similar in DPS. I'm just not sure what the advantage is, at least not as of yet. So we can upgrade that bow so it fires a bit faster. Makes sense. Eagle Eye, increase the critical chance and crit damage. So this can be a crit-focused character. Interesting. Or an arrow rain that falls every 15 seconds. Okay, well, when I want AoE, this could be good for me. For now, let's try to rush out an upgrade for my primary weapon, because we've already seen that those primary weapon upgrades result in a lot of extra DPS. Now I'm able to one-shot these zombies. That is going to increase my killing potential by an absolute ton. That is the breakpoint you're looking for. All right, all of a sudden, this character's looking a lot more viable to me. Let's see, we can upgrade our bow into a multi-shot. Interesting, we don't get a new weapon, we just start firing off extra shots. And as long as they do extra damage, this could still be really good for slaying lots of enemies. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so we're starting to take out 2 at a time. We just doubled our killing potential. Hold on, this kind of works for me. And every consecutive upgrade gets even more shots, so now we're able to fire off 3 arrows simultaneously. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, before I even pick up another companion, I am not risking diluting this. Are you okay, Mr. Zombie there? You seem to be sort of stuck and frozen. I think I shocked him into submission. Anyway, yeah, before I pick up another character and dilute all the potential power-ups, I'm going to max this multi-shot out. This is going to be really good for me later on. All right, we've maxed that out. So at this point, what I'm really looking for is just faster firing DPS. That could be in the form of AoE. It could be in the form of a Tesla gun or a shotgun, anything along those lines. I probably will skip the SWAT guy this time around if I can avoid it. Let's see if I can pick up one of the other 2. Yeah, we can get the engineer. You know what? Good enough. And also, by picking this guy up, we reduce our skill cooldowns by 2.5%. Knowing that critical hits are going to end up being really important, I will focus on increasing that chance a little bit more. 10% should do the job. I do have a little bit of health regen, so I'm going to leave that health on the ground over there. I'd rather save that for an emergency if I can. And we can already go for an upgrade to the Tesla gun. All right, both of my characters now have their best possible weapon. Now all I need is AoE, because look at those guys all clustered up. Look at it, and I'm doing nothing about it. That sucks. I'm going to take the tank as my next character. I feel like that guy was pretty consistently good for us for the entirety of the game. And now the Splody boys are on the ground, so we'll have to start watching out for that. So far, we're able to mostly just stand still around these turrets, and the enemies can't get too close to me right now. Well, except for Big Boy over here. That's going to be fun. Run through the turrets, you fool! No, he's too fast. All right, the guy's too speedy, he's too quick, he's too smart for me. Never mind, charge, you fool! Okay, well, I mean, we've almost got him down. All right, spitters are out now. Right. Lots to start paying attention to. Hooray! One thing that does have a good synergy with these characters is I'm not very reliant on single target damage. I do tend to hit lots of things at the same time, which boosts up really nicely when you have lots of crit chance, which the Huntress is trying to provide. So we've got something like a 30% crit chance, and we can hit lots of enemies at the same time with those. That's not bad. Ooh, weapon fire rate or lifesteal chance. Again, when you have lots of stuff that is firing off all at once, I can see this being extra good. All 3 of these are fantastic for me, actually, but let's go for some lifesteal. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to survive a very long time in this particular run. Maybe actually hit the 20 minutes, unlike last time. Yeah, look at this. Unless there's a boss, enemies really can't even come close to me here. I'm able to slaughter my way through pretty much everything. This is a good state to be in, all right? It means that we can just sit here and just let mobs kind of pile up all the XP. And then I have a magnet over on the right, so all I have to do is just walk over that and pick it up, and I'll be able to level up several times, at least in theory. Though there is another SOS, which basically means a free level up. I should probably go get that. Ooh, hang on. Enhance your Tesla gun into a blaster. Now, that's one of the new things. I haven't seen that before. All right, so we have another round of weapon power-ups that we can use. Ooh, okay. Fires off these weird blue balls instead. Is this better than what I had before? I don't know yet. It kind of depends. It does seem to do some explodey damage. That could be good. It doesn't feel like it's working as effectively as my Tesla gun did, which might mean that if we're going to get the blaster, you need to get something else to go with it, whether that be weapon reload speed or something. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if this needs to work with some other stat to be effective, and maybe you just want to pick and choose when you pick up the maximum tier or not. I bet you it's really good at taking out bosses, though. Oh yeah, that does a pretty hefty amount of damage. Okay, it's got its uses. All right, we're at the 18-minute mark again. This is where I messed things up last time, and I'm already starting to see it happen again here. Hold on. Please, let me just have the magnet and all the XP and everything. Oh, I'm almost dead again. You know what? Faster health regen, please. If I can just stay alive for a little bit longer, you never know that might. Ah, not again! Same point, almost exactly. All right, fair enough. So that multi-shot worked. That's a lot of DPS. Wow, fantastic DPS and overall damage. Really, really good. Did not get very much value out of that arrow rain, though, despite the fact that I did pick that up several minutes ago. Yeah, I mean, not very good. As opposed to the engineer, which, once again, all this worked out. Even though I had the blaster for only a very small amount of time, look how much damage it ended up doing. All right, so that actually is clearly very good. And then we have the pump action shotgun once again, did fantastic. So I had less abilities, and I focused on quality over quantity this time. And it kind of worked, but clearly I wasn't quite where I need to be. That said, though, it's no problem. This is a roguelike, and now we've got 14 training points to work with. Plus, I got some additional upgrades for the Huntress. We have explosive or freezing arrows. Good lord, I could see multi-shot with explosive arrows being very, very good. And we'll grab a few more upgrades, including allowing me to level up a lot faster. Almost got the maximum here on money so that I can go through these a lot faster once this is done. And every consecutive run is just going to get that much better. What other characters do we have, by the way? We have Ghosts, for which I need to kill 100 zombie bosses. I need 53 more for a ninja-like warrior. And then we have the Medic, 71 more health packs. Okay. Not too sure how great this character is going to be, but I mean, maybe awesome. And then 3 more unannounced characters will be added into the game at a later date. So yeah, I guess this game actually does have some pretty good replayability between how many characters you get and every additional upgrade giving you new options for how you're going to level up that character. Because remember, with the engineer, we got the blaster, but the alternative was the laser, so it looks like your weapons actually split off into different paths depending on what you want. That's kind of cool. So yeah, there's actually a fair bit of replayability in this, and at the end of the day, it's just fast, violent arcade fun, like all Horde survivors, and I think this one does a pretty darn good job of it. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful and informative in some way. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, make sure you hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.